Today it's time to speak about history once again. If you watched the video about the vegetarian or stopping being vegetarian, I'm speaking about the or my truth upon what's going on. History-wise, it's a bit similar because everything works or seems to work always at the same mechanism, let's say. So I believe that when a consciousness embodies an idea of self within a certain template, there is, of course, within the same self, or let's see reality as, or let's see consciousness standing in front of what one could call the Akashic records, in order to embody a character. Let's see the Akashic records as a huge piece of furniture with lots of drawers. Whilst being in front of it, he, let's say, this is metaphorically speaking, of course, he sees on each drawer a name of a person. Person is not really a person, a name of a character, like Pedro, for example. And then he or she, consciousness, decides to explore this character. So he goes into this drawer and thus embodies Pedro. But whilst he's embodying Pedro, he's also embodying other characters in different ideas of time. Of course, everything is parallel. So within this idea of 2016, for sure, consciousness is embodying someone else within this sort of idea of time. If we go back to the idea of past and go forward to the idea of future, there are, of course, many characters that consciousness is experiencing or embodying. My consciousness, as you might know, is called Surimu, or at least it's the name that pops up whenever I focus upon. Now, within the idea of Pedro experiencing, Pedro is not experiencing, he is, because again the idea of reality only exists within theory. It is the consciousness embodied on this character that gives an aspect of physicality, or an idea of physicality, which doesn't really exist. But within that game, within that idea of reality, within that template game, I am told that there is a history behind and a future forward. That's one of the characteristics of this template. Another characteristic of this template is that everything has to have an idea of context and an idea of movement. Movement, as I'm always saying, is done through the shifts from an idea of something towards an idea of something towards an idea of something, either going up or down within an idea of vibrational stairs, like lower lower step, lower vibration. Higher step, higher vibration. And within each step there is an idea of me. So, me, Pedro. So, consciousness shifts from an idea to an idea to an idea to an idea of Pedro. It's not really always this body, although I think it is, but it's not. I think it is, but only because I'm dumb. Because if I really would focus and really embody the certainty that only my consciousness is Pedro and Surimo, the body is not always the same. So why does the body is always the same? Because there's always some fractions of vibrations that we somehow, I don't know how, I don't know why, keep attached to. For example, something that it happened when I was a kid. It happened to that idea of self. It's not this body anymore. Because the body didn't grow. It was my consciousness that shifted into, let's say, an aspect of an adult. And basically things happen because we think about. Like, for example, it's obvious that when a kid is born, that he will grow. That somehow it's a prefabricated thought. And again I said and say that if it was someone else than me, it's me who created the thought that it will grow. Because it's there, so it will grow or develop. Of course I don't see myself as a baby. I don't have the idea of me as a baby, although because I live on this template and this template assumes certain assumptions, so I assume that I was a baby once. In truth, I wasn't. I'm just this one now. This one who apparently has an idea of age, an idea of but that I'll speak about on some other video for sure. But the story. So, history. So within this template there is an idea of history. But within the character, Pedro, combined with Surimo, there is an history beyond the template. It's like, for example, you want to cook something and you ask someone for the recipe. Within the template, it has the same ingredients than the ingredients that you have within in order to cook something, let's say. But it's often common that although one has the same ingredients, the result is always different. Why? Because we are different entities, different characters, different experiences. So, although history-wise, either personal or the history within the idea of template is the same or has the same ingredients, and sometimes can go parallelly, other times can take other routes. And I know this because whilst doing my Royal Doll project, which you can visit at myroyaldolls.wix.com slash my royal dolls. Since the beginning of the awakening, that I had contacts with historical figures which told me things that didn't match to the so-called established history. In the beginning I thought that I was mishearing. I can also think that what I read was not true, and start to think upon conspiracy theories that this person is he's lying, basically, because I have the truth. First, there is no truth. And then, as soon as I realized that within the self there is a whole idea of self beyond the idea of template, I soon realized that we all have a history within, aside from the template. So I realized that within that project that I've been doing, I'm actually re-tracking the history within Pedro and Surinho. When I do such and such character, I find, or I discover, new pieces of me. It's like new pieces of consciousness that comes into my being, into the idea of Pedro. And thus I grow consciously. What's the point of all this then? I don't know. But I'm sure to realize that in the end, not only I was all and will be all, but I am all. So it's the realization of the God self within. And that's why I've been doing what I do. Thanks for watching.